What's up, guys? It's Nick. We're going to talk about the 6x6 referral method. And why 6x6? If you've ever heard of 6x6, it is a very thick piece of lumber. Why is that important? Because it's very stout and it holds a lot of weight. 6x6 referral method is the same exact idea. We want something stout. We want something that's going to hold a lot of weight, something that's going to support you in your business. So if you're door knocking or you're an in-home salesperson or whatever you sell, if you have access to the customer, it's not an over-the-phone sale. This is the best way for you to make more sales, particularly in home improvements, pest control, solar, roofing, alarms, cleaning, whatever it is. If it gets installed, this is the way to do it. 6x6 referral system. So what does that mean? We want to hit 6 more houses on both sides of the street. So if this is our installation house, this is going to be ground zero. I want to hit 1, 2, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3 to the left, and then 6 across the street. Ideally, I want to do that on the day that the project's being installed, particularly if it's solar, if it's a roof, if it's cleaning, that's a big one, and if it's pest control or an alarm. It doesn't matter. Whatever day they get the product, you want to be there as the sales rep. And when you're there, you are going to say, hey, Mr. Homeowner, your house looks amazing, or whatever. It looks great. It works perfect. Who are these neighbors right next door and right next door? Because chances are good they're going to know this person and this person, maybe this person, maybe this person, maybe these two. Just ask them, what neighbors, who are your neighbors? I didn't see anybody. Does anybody live in that house? I might want to buy it. All you have to do, say whatever. Get their names. You may already have it in your Sales Rabbit or in your rep op, whatever app you're using. You may already have that information. Even better. If you have that information, you want to go over and you want to knock these doors. And you want to take the homeowner with you for at least these ones. I'd have the homeowner walk with you. I'd be like, hey, would you mind introducing me to your neighbor? You know, we just put this awesome solar, we just fixed your roof. They kind of need it as well. When I was up there, I saw some things. If you would help introduce me, I'd really appreciate it. You know, that's a big way that our business continues. You can even give them, a little tchotchke or something. Hey, whatever. It doesn't matter. Go over to the other homeowners, introduce yourself. If they're not home, you need to have a little post-it that literally says, we missed you. You want an official one. You don't want to use an actual post-it. You want to use a post-it that has print on it that says, sorry we missed you, urgent, put your phone number in a date. Really simple. Put it on the door, put it there. You want to be able to come back to this house and say, hey, I left that for you. We installed, or we did the security system, or we killed all these termites over at, Joe and Bill's house, or Larry and Sally. And if they have all those termites, you're right across the street. You're probably going to have them too. Or they have an awesome solar system. Their house was perfect for solar. Your house is across the street. It's also perfect for solar. It faces south. That's huge. There's a million ways you can do it. But always make sure you're giving the 6x6 method a chance. 6 across the street and 6 on the same street. Now you can always expand that out further. But I find that when you're an in-home sales rep or you're door knocking, your time is your most precious thing. So if you don't have any sales, the fastest way for you to get sales is to go to somebody else's install and do the same process. Because chances are good they're going to either be lazy or they're not going to want to do it. And they're going to miss out on all the easy sales that are right next door. Period. That's all there is to it. Then, as a bonus, this is $1 million bonus. Ask the person that you installed, who else buys things from people like me? Wait and let them talk. If they say, my cousin, my aunt, my uncle, my neighbor, whoever, get that person's name and address and ask them to call that person and let them know you're on the way. And go over and knock that door because they buy things from door knockers, which is what we are. It's a habit. It's the way they are. It's how they are taught to buy. It's literally just follow the people that buy shit. Very simple. I know that sounds kind of stupid. It works so well that it blew my mind the first time I tried it. I was literally like, hey, Sally, could you just think of one other person who buys things from people like me? And you don't say door knocker. You just say, from someone like me, someone that goes around the neighborhood and helps folks, do you know anybody that does that? And you literally just say, just think of one person, preferably someone like yourself in the same situation, same age, same area, same occupation, same type of home, similar living style. It's a bunch of ways of saying someone who's just like you, but in not exactly like, could you tell me who is exactly like you so I can go sell them? Don't make it that weird, but just say, hey, someone who's got a similar age, area, occupation, same type of houses you have. Because in Florida, there's a lot of neighborhoods where half the houses are the exact same. I know Texas is exactly like that. Maryland is exactly like that. I was in San Francisco. You could go find a neighborhood where all the houses were the exact same model. Well, if that guy got solar and the house is the exact same, I pretty much can tell you the next house is going to cost this much and they're going to get this much wattage. If you already know that, use your brain, walk up to the house and say, hey, you got $1 million home in San Francisco. Your power is really expensive, because it is. Would you like it for free? Perfect. Bunch of deals. But you got to have that introduction so you have the trust factor. You have to have that factor. How do you get trust? You build familiarity. You get familiarity from things like this. They can see the install. They know the neighbor. They trust their neighbors because they live in the same neighborhood. And if they don't trust their neighbors, you literally say, hey, they got to think just like you. They live in the same area. They bought a house the same way you did. So they got a lot in common with you, and they thought this was a great idea, and I think it is too. Here's why. And then you tell them why, and then you say, wouldn't it suck to not get it done and everybody else in the neighborhood has it, and then your house is the only one that doesn't? It's kind of icky. You'd be amazed how many people will just do it because their neighbors did it. Bandwagon effect. And then fear of loss. What happens if they don't do it and power goes through the roof if you're selling solar? What happens if they don't do it and then next thing you know, they have termites? Here comes fumigation, here comes treatments. Well, you would have had it discounted if you were part of the service, or we'd have caught it earlier. What happens if everyone has an alarm system but you? Who's going to get robbed? The person without the alarm system. It's very, very simple. Florida, another perfect example is if you are doing storms and you're using insurance for the roof. Easiest sell in the world. Knock on the door and just say, hey, we've done 3 of your neighbors' roofs. They had some storm damage. We'd like to check yours as well. That's what we're doing today. We're going to check them tomorrow around noon. Would that work for you? Just to see if there's damage. How's the insurance policy working out for you? They're probably going to be like, I have no idea. We say that's okay. And if they say no, just say that's no problem. The next time the storm comes through, though, we did offer to inspect it, but if your storm, rips off your roof, you're going to have a really big problem, right? Well, yeah. Well, wouldn't you want to prevent that? It's a free inspection. It takes a second. Let's take a look. And you just push them right through it. It's easy. Think about it. You already know their name because you just did the neighbor. Use that to your advantage.